chart report. This is the Peace Dealer, and I hope you receive the utmost of quality from this report. We see you are 29 degrees Scorpio rising. Very dope. The ruler of your chart actually falls in the 11th house. Okay, 24 degrees Pluto. 82 is definitely an interesting year. We see you have Saturn, Mars, and Pluto. Actually, the four horsemen of the apocalypse before the apocalypse. And Jupiter, of course, it's not famine in Scorpio, but I mean, shoot. Anytime I see like Mars and Pluto together, that is like a killer to me. But when I see Saturn here, now it's like an organized, stepper who, like a mob boss who like the people in John Wick who have cleaners and can like clean. It's just very organized. Every time I see that, it's just like, oh wow, you can get away with it if you want. But other than that, I just once again am very mind blown by an aspect like this because of the intensity and the social authority here that I can imagine induces much social anxiety. Square water sign like Cancer, that in the 8th house is way too psychic. All right. It's cool though, because now you are directly connected with destiny, and your Mercury, your brain processes this, subtle nuance in the vocal intonation and people's voices, hearing how they feel by what they say. So of course, as an Aries moon, you are the original, you represent original sincerity. Okay. Your moon is at, I want to say, it's at the Sagittarius signature. It's in between 240 degrees and 270 degrees. 20 degrees Pisces would be 240. So that means 0 would be 250. So 255 degree angle to your sun, which now makes it a Sag signature, albeit it's a loose Capricorn signature. I say that because unlike the incredible psychics, right? Unlike the elite psychics, the Capricorn moon Cancers, right? Who are like the greatest, or let's just say the great expression of Cancer. Aries moon Cancer suns are actually the goat of all Cancers. It's the Capricorn signature of Cancer. All right. So, you always have to bring in Cap moon. The only one who it's both is the Capricorn moon Aries. The Capricorn moon Aries sun is both the great warrior and also the goat of all Aries. For every other sign, there's a distinction between the Capricorn moon version of the sign and the Capricorn signature, which is going to be a different moon sign. So, of course, Aries moon Cancer sun is the goat of all Cancers because your sincerity of spirit is completed through this soul authenticity. Authenticity complete sincerity, and it enables you in the 5th to feel how authentic and creative you are as an individual and other people as well. So now this says a lot towards the opposition the moon subsequently makes towards Saturn, moon, and Pluto, a receptive portal that can help you feel how much people be hating on you. But it's not like other people are your enemy. I would see it more as like an antenna. Once again, there's subtle social and psychic nuances that someone like me would be painfully oblivious to, but someone like you would be on it immediately as soon as it happens. And, connected to the 12th house, this could be seen as just paranoia when you're very hip. All right, you're able to really apply these psychoanalytical patterns in the way people move socially. And Cancer in the 8th house gives you a psychoanalytical depth of peering into their emotional foundation or their psyche, their emotional intelligence rather, or actions, really you're unlocking with the South Node in Capricorn the integrity of your own value so that you can deal with others and invest in their emotions, invest in how much you can trust them based on how sincere they are to you. This North Nodal axis here from the second house to the eighth house is wealth. All right. And the eighth house being a house of self-employment definitely does enable you to transform your dealings with others relative to how much more intimately they can be trusted with elements of your own value. But once again, this is really ultimately where this authority in the 11th is going to be like the Continental, or it's going to be like this, you know, way station through which you can do trade and deal with others well. Like if someone tries to take advantage of you here, boom, you enact the judge, jury, and executioner. This to me, whenever I see these three together, it's like, oh, you're judge, jury, and executioner. Jury in the 11th house, like it's wild to me because you could literally just snap your fingers here. Now the sun, when you were born, made a Capricorn signature to all of these points. So this is actually the completion of what was originally a conjunction 81 in October. So that's very interesting. A lot of this karma and purity is being completed relative to, of course, in this social circle and corner, how it is you transform the dealings of who you can trust. And then Venus in Gemini, of course, is going to go further into taking the beautiful nature of your words, your heart, right, which expressed in the 7th house towards others, exactly on my sun, by the way, which is dope, which of course really influences the nature of, you know, how you polish relationships with others, will now be strengthened by the and empowered by the Libra decisive, balance. Okay. Libra is going to really speak towards how we say what we say, whereas Gemini is going to color what we say. So, this really will represent not only that intensity, but opposite Neptune. Now, Sagittarius, which represents the meaning of the word in the dictionary, and Gemini, which represents the word. All right. The word, the meaning of the word. Venus now eventually at some point was conjunct Neptune and is now harvesting this clairvoyant portal. And this is where, of course, I do need to revisit this alien construct article with you, because you do have Neptune and Uranus in your first house, enabling you to channel high frequency beings. I'm not going to lie. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? You're somewhat weird and strange, because with an ascended embodiment like this as a master pure queen, you're honestly more like an anime character. Okay. I mean, you're literally an alien. So like, and I don't mean in an abstract sense, like your very presence shifts energy and space. So like you could literally be ticked off and then the electronics in the room will start glitching. Like that's not normal. But of course, you're not normal. You're alien. You feel me? Like you could reflect the inherent God and goddess within individuals, right? People who've had negative energy towards you trying to put on a fake face will just feel weird around you, because this invisible aspect will just be screwing with their energy field, almost as if you can tap in deeply psychologically to people's true intentions, and then deal with them accordingly. But Neptune is going to really reflect this clairvoyance of seeing into the higher meaning of an experience and interpreting highly unconventionally, especially Uranus that pretty much marks your AC. You are the genius. You know what I'm saying? You're unconventional, and the way with which you come into these insights are split second fast before your brain can process. All right. So in embodying the queen goddess Juno as well, women who I've seen with Juno on their rising, moon, and or sun are some of the most beautiful women that exist. But it's not an issue of beauty here. It's rulership. Like, y'all really got it like that. And I appreciate that there's a reason. For you, you're going to look like the fantasy, like the fire dream, right? There's certain ways with which you, especially of course during the first 30 years of your life, coming through, of course now you've matured it, but this represents the wild nature of your own values you identify with. And Isis as well. So you embody the god. I mean, the asteroid Isis would kind of indicate, I always look at women with Isis as well. And there's always just a magical, quality to you. So the moon that trines Uranus extends the soul authenticity with which integrates this innovation you embody. And this is where with Chiron and Taurus, you do have that natural healing. You can slap someone in the face and, all the stupidity will leave their body and they'll thank you for doing so. Like, you know what? Like I was tripping. Thank you. I needed that. You feel me? I feel like if I did that, I would go to jail. But like you can do that cleanly and people would thank you for it. I'm sure you've done that before. That being said, that's what I like about Aries moon. Like, the Scorpio rising is very composed. You have the death stare patented, right? Like you embody wisdom at a mastered level. Drake and President Trump have 29-degree Leo risings. I myself have my rising 27 degrees Taurus. So, risings at the end of rising sign, our personalities are pretty much mastered. And of course, the sun in Cancer, you're very compassionate. Technically you have, I'm using equal signs. So your ninth house is in the ninth house. You technically have a ninth house sun, by the way. Like as a 29-degree Scorpio rising, you don't have an eighth house sun. You have a ninth house Cancer sun that falls in the eighth house. So you can apply this deeply in others. Like you could literally just see how people feel just by the way they take action towards you. However, right, in your core of your soul, you a stepper. You like a gangster. I'm gonna be completely honest. Yes, you'll cut somebody if they mess with you. All right. And then that's the dope thing. It's the impactful, authenticity that now compared with this water could be somewhat nuclear. Water and of course fire create fog. So that being said, that in a nutshell is your natal chart. Your MC in Virgo gives you a social legacy that helps analyze and change in society how what is factual is acknowledged as factual, enable more real social dynamics. You have a social personality that, has progressed into ascension. Your rising has progressed since into Sag at a young age, like the first few years of your life. But you were born with a mastered social personality and an individual soul and spirit. Okay. So you are the original priestess or original sincerity or original holy power as pure queen. All right. And the unconventionality you embody is meant to inspire others to see beyond the material and to embrace, fantastical visions that stimulate facets of themselves that are beyond, once again, the physical. This is what you reflect towards other people and can communicate to in a way and in a language that's not colloquial and that not everyone speaks. All right. It's a fancy way of saying you're a goddess. All right. And I don't like to use that term. Like everyone overuses the term queen and goddess, but like it is a status. It is an attainment. There is a function expressed through this, and you got it like that. I'm gonna be honest. Now, Uranus and Neptune are invisible. So this is where some people can see you and they don't see it unless their third eye is open. And then they look at you and they're like, oh my God, Queen Amaya, this is amazing. You feel me? Like Neptune is going to reveal this to those who aren't stupid and are ready to see it, All right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this report. I'm sure I've done this a long time ago, so it's glad to revisit this now that I have greater understanding, and definitely looking forward to your feedback. And until next time, peace.